I am Felipe,
And I am Renee. We are fortunate enough to live in Canada.
and like us, there are many others who are still waiting to be heard.
This is a space for all of us to share our experiences, our ideas, and our victories.
This is our podcast.
Hello, how are you guys? I hope you are having a great day, and if not, we are here to help you with that. Hope you have a great time with us, at least 1 hour. And today we have a very special guest. She's one of our friends from Mexico. She went to high school with us. She came here 1 year with me, like in Toronto. Not with me, but we came here at the same time. We were not at the same school, but we were both in Toronto. She left after the strike that we had here in Toronto. I think that she's gonna talk about why she left.
And welcome, Dany.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi, Dany. How are you?
Sorry. I'm fine, and you?
Pretty
I'm
good.
good. I'm good.
Yeah.
Nice to hear you about you both. It's been like 3 years.
More.
Yeah.
More. Well,
Yeah.
with you, Renee,
Well,
yes.
Yeah.
It's been like
5 to 6 years.
maybe more.
I don't know.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's good to hear from you, Dany.
Oh no.
He got,
Yeah. He has
Sorry.
problems with his Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, as I was saying, I have a very bad habit. I don't talk to my friends when I don't see them for a while.
Oh no, Felipe.
Again.
It's lagging, right?
Yeah. Right now it's okay.
Wait. Yeah, so as I was saying, I have a bad habit, not talking back to my friends. Once I don't know, once I don't see them for a long time, I just stop talking to them. It's a bad habit, I know. But
I
I
think
mean,
it's not just for you.
yeah,
Everybody does, no?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's true, because I didn't talk to you either. So,
yeah, it's okay. I don't want to sound bad, but we were never super close. We were friends, but not super close, as Renee and I.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's true.
But I still appreciate you as a friend. I see you as a friend.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so nice. You know, I do the same for you. And for
yeah.
like, it's not like just because I talk to you all days means we're best friends. You can
Yeah,
talk to me whenever you want. If you have any problem, I'm there.
Yeah.
So, well, Renee, do you want to keep going?
Sure. So Felipe, when he introduced you, he was talking about you coming to Canada and all that stuff. But I want to know, since when were you planning to come here?
Since when? I remember, I went to Canada back in 2019. I think it was with Felipe. Yes, it was
17, I think.
17.
17.
Yeah.
I went to Canada in 2016, in a course of English. And that's when I started to think about studying abroad. And well, my parents were really supporting. They were yeah, sure, go. It's a great opportunity. So since 2016, I was looking for ways to go there. I went to the same agency Felipe went for information and help. And they were really nice, but I sometimes felt I don't know, maybe they were convincing me of something that it
didn't
wasn't.
want. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What? What do you mean? Your career choice, or?
Yeah, that
Oh.
I was really into movies in that time, but I liked more animation, no, but not in the way of animating, more into the art development or I don't know, like creating characters or storytelling stuff like that.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
So, well, yes, I got convinced of studying cinematography, which is like, yeah, no, not
no,
the same, not the
no.
same at all.
It's like photography and like
Yeah,
light and
exactly.
everything. Yeah.
So that really was like, I think that was the main problem when I actually went to Canada and started studying. I mean, I did like it,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's not what I expected,
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was I think it was an easy process to enter to the school and to actually get your visa for studying.
Yeah.
I remember just like doing a letter of why I wanted to study abroad, and also a letter to Humber College about films, and like it was an essay. It was actually like an essay I did for school. Even my teacher was like it's not really something special to go into that school, really. But like I think the hardest thing was the portfolio. They wanted a portfolio. I was just like, I just do paintings and drawings. Like
Yeah.
I don't do videos. Like we used to have a classmate who actually did videos, and he had a YouTube channel, and I was like, maybe they would like someone more like him, no? But now, like, I got in. I don't know how, but I got in.
Yeah, like, even in my case, they asked me for a portfolio as well. Like I had been working on it. Like for me, it was easier because they only ask like for drawings, but they also ask for essays, like for each drawing. Like they wanted like a story about the drawing, like, oh, why did you create this and stuff like that. And I had to invent my stuff. Like it was, I literally had to make it out like one day before it had to be submitted.
Oh my
Like it was like,
goodness, Felipe.
it's because it's difficult, right? Like when you paint, like you don't think about, like I know that you should think about what you're painting, but sometimes you just paint, right? Like you're like, oh, this looks cool, and you keep going. So when you are done, and if someone asks you like, oh, what does that mean? You're like, I don't know, it looks cool. Like Dany knows what I mean. Like she's an artist as well. So yeah, like I had to make it up, but I end up getting in. And I think that it's more like so that the university or college knows your English level. Because if you don't know how to make a decent essay, like they're not gonna put you in,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And Dany, what are you studying right now?
I'm studying visual arts, or like, yeah, visual arts. It's like painting, sculpting, digital art too. It comes with the course. I like my career in my university because in Mexico, like studying art means like just focusing in one discipline. But in my university, they give you all, like you can later specialize into something. But I think it's like really complete. That's why I like it.
Yeah, where are you studying?
At University Anáhuac.
Oh, do you know any international students there?
What?
Do you know any international students there?
I know one. She's from Spain, but like she told me like that she lived here in Mexico for like 10 years. So she feels like she's not actually studying abroad. Like she's been living here for so much. Yeah, and even her parents, I think, because they had a kid here. Mexico was like, okay, now you have the nationality just because you had a kid here. Yeah. Okay, that's nice.
So if you want to become Mexican, just have a kid in Mexico.
Yeah, that's
easy.
Right. Really easy.
Oh well. But do you think it's hard for like international students to go to your school?
Depends. Like, well, for my Spanish friend, it's really easy because it's the same language, you know. Maybe in a like cultural aspects, yeah, maybe, because sometimes, well, we made jokes, like, you know what kind of jokes we make as Mexicans.
Yeah.
And she was just like,
What?
what does that mean? Yeah.
Hostia.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes we actually like bother her with that kind of thing, like saying tia, hostia, and she
Mhm.
got really pissed because of that. But we were just like,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
how we play with you, right? But like, I've been seeing that the other kind of stories, like from Korea, there are a lot of students from Korea in Nanahuac.
Mhm.
Like, it's really hard for them for the language, no? Like,
Yeah.
I used to have a class of Mexican filming, and imagine it's an old film in
Mhm.
Spanish. You barely hear what they are saying, and they're talking in well, how we speak. So
Yeah.
for him, it was like impossible. And sometimes the teacher was like, "I want you to make a report about." Yeah, and he had big trouble. Like, I tried to help him sometimes, but sometimes it was impossible because the structure of thought was really different from Korean to Mexican. So
Mhm.
yeah, he couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and also like Spanish, it's like a very it's a difficult language, and as you were saying, like even like Mexican Spanish, it's like it has a lot of variations. Like even if you were studying like old movies from Mexico, like they have way different like how to say like the
Expressions.
expressions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like things that even Mexican people are like, who speaks like that? Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I remember one of the funniest things I've learned, like in music class. I don't think we were in the same class with Fernando. When we were learning the national anthem, he was like, "Yeah, pomposo, pomposo," and like I would think like pompa, like but he's like, "No, pomposo." He's like fancy. I was like, I would not say it's fancy.
Yeah, it happened a lot with
yeah, but
him.
even like how they speak, like you can see like along movies, like in the early 50s and 40s,
Mhm.
like all the cinema around the world, like the people that show up in cinema, they have a special accent that it's like used in cinema. Like if you
Mhm.
see movies from the US, like they have this very, like you can tell right away the time where it was made just by how they speak. Like they speak like this, or I don't know, they speak very. In Mexico, like if you see, I don't know, the Forgotten Ones, from what's the name of this guy? I forgot the name of the director. I'm embarrassed. But yeah, like if you see that one, it's filmed in Mexico City, like in the early 40s or 20s. I don't remember on which period of time, but like how they speak in that movie, it's like with an accent, like a very heavy accent, like I don't want to do that, stuff like that. And like that's how even like people from Mexico, like if you go to Monterrey or Guadalajara, they think that we speak like that in Mexico City. Like they still have that stigma. Like it's very interesting how one movie can change like all the how
This
can they
one?
represent for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Luis Buñuel. I'm so embarrassed I forgot his name.
Felipe.
I was thinking about another one.
Iñárritu.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's interesting.
No,
Well,
Yeah.
and it also has a lot to do to social state. No, like sometimes with my friend from Spain, um, I used to say, like, I don't know how to translate this in English. Albur. I don't know if that word exists in English. Like those kind of jokes that are like, yeah, you make a little bit of a
oh
joke
yeah,
of
like
in
double meaning jokes,
yeah,
right?
but in
Yeah.
a like sexual contest. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah,
kind of
it's
do
the
that,
thing.
no?
It's like double meaning. Yeah.
And it's not, you don't do it because you mean to offend the other people. No, it's just like,
Yeah.
yeah. And she was like, when I started to explain her that, like, she was like, why you are making those kind of jokes to me? Like, do you hate me or stuff like that? And I'm like, no, it's just like me. I do that because I do that with my family, and like my family begin with a really low social status, so it's normal that kind of jokes. So yeah, when you come to someone who didn't have that kind of context, they are like, well,
Yeah. Like,
yeah,
I feel that where we used to live, we were like in these, like in between, like we were middle class, but we had like these little tints of like higher class and lower
that's true.
class. So you get like all the hood and all the fancy places.
That's true.
So it's a very cool mix. Like I really enjoy it. Like in my case, my dad it's like from a higher class than my mom, right? So with my mom, I usually go like to the hood to see my aunts and stuff like that. And it's like very, very bad places, right? But it's funny. Like it's very funny like to see the contrast. As of with my dad, like we go to better places like when we visit our aunt or anything. But I don't know, I like the huge contrast. Like in a sense, like I honestly prefer to go like to fancy places than the hood because sometimes like I don't know, I'm not used to it. So for me it's like I feel like threatened. Like when I don't know, when you see like a very bad place, like where you see like a bunch of dogs like going around, like people in the streets, like I don't know, that looks sketchy. Like you just get afraid. But I like that little hood that I have.
Yeah, yeah. It kind of reaches you yourself, like some way.
Yeah.
Feel the same.
Yes. So, Danny,
Yeah.
I want to go a little bit back to when you went to Canada, because I don't really know how your experience was. Felipe told me you left because of the strike, but now, like, I'm kind of finding out that you were there doing something you weren't happy about.
Yeah, like I never really understood like why did you left. Like I just know that we were like during the strike.
Yeah.
So after the like even before, I don't know if you stayed until it end, like the strike.
No,
Right?
like just after it started. Like I don't even remember when it started, but like I remember that when it started, like my teacher stopped talking to me. Like they didn't send me any kind of information. Like yeah, just one day they give me a mail like, we're on strike. You will not have class, or you cannot even do homework. If you have to report it or something like that.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay. And well, imagine like being in a place where you barely know
Anyone.
They tell you that you don't have to do anything for what you went there. Like you're not studying anymore for temporarily. But I was like, what should I do? Like I even was like, should I talk to my friends from Mexico and see what they're doing? But they were starting the career and they were busy. Like try to talk to my best friends, and I understand their careers are really hard, so I try not to like bother them. And well, I stayed home, like on my homestay, a lot of time now. And I started to think about this thing I told you before about this. Is this really what I want? Like, if I really wanted it, I would have been like filming around and stuff like that. No, like my other classmates actually did that. I was like, yeah, maybe it's not my thing. And in my homestay, there was like a little girl who was always like, hey, I want to draw. Do you want to draw with me? And I was like, oh, okay, let's draw. And like she started to tell me like, oh, you draw really well, no? And also her parents were like, you're really good at drawing and stuff. And that's when I started to like to see that I actually was more into like visual arts, graphic arts.
Mhm.
Like they pushed me to realize that. And also like I felt in that time I was taking some medicines because I had a problem in my eye before in Mexico.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I had to be over medication, but like a really strong one. And like, well, one of the symptoms, like secondary symptoms of that medicine was like anxiety, depression, stuff like that. So imagine taking medications and then they tell you, you will not study anymore
Yeah.
for this course. So yeah, it was like a bomb to me. I remember you talked before about like eating, like the way eating changed from Mexico to Canada.
Yeah.
For me, it was like a bomb too. But like,
But you had a good family, right? Like they used to
yeah,
cook very good there.
yeah. I mean, that was not the problem. The problem was that I was feeling so much things at the same time
Oh, I see. Yeah.
that I stopped eating. Like, yeah, like they were giving me, you don't like it? Like I was like, no, it's just I'm not hungry. Yeah, but you didn't have breakfast. And I was like, I know, I just don't want to eat. Yeah, I lost like 5 kilograms, I think, or 7.
Wow.
Yeah, I felt really bad about it. And when I told to my parents all about this, they were like really concerned, because they were like, maybe you're having like a kind of depression. I don't know how to say.
Yeah.
And I think at that time we went out, Felipe and me, to. I felt really good because I knew Felipe from Mexico, so I felt like, yeah, you're with the homie and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But he
I was
has.
so sad when you told me that day, like, oh, I'm leaving. And I was like, no, because at that time I didn't have too many friends at my university. Like, I only had one friend.
Mhm.
And I don't know, it was so sad. Like, I didn't want to lose, like, my only Mexican friend. Because we used to see each other, like, once a month, right? Or twice. Because
I think once.
yeah, I remember I didn't used to call you, like ask you, like, hey, do you want to go out or something? Because I didn't know if you were like busy doing something. Like that's why I didn't call you.
No, it's okay. But I mean, like, also we live really far from each other.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when we went to the aquarium, like,
Yeah.
my homestay actually was, every time I went out, they were worried because in the zone where I lived, I mean, it was fine, it was nothing to worry about. But like one day I had a bad situation that made them worry. So that's why I went back home. Like they were really scared or something happened to me.
Oh, I see.
So yeah. But like, yeah, I remember going to the aquarium, to the sushi place. I told you, like, it's my very, very best sushi place ever. I love that place.
Yeah, it was very good.
And we also went to the mall in Donda Square, I think.
Yeah, we also went like to that place. We met a Brazilian guy. He was here in my homestay. That was the last day I saw you. Like when you told me like I'm leaving, and I was like, yeah. That Brazilian guy was very weird. Like he was a very nice guy. He was a very, very nice guy. He was an older guy. I think that he was almost 40. I barely talked with him, but he was a very nice guy. He even invited us like to eat, right? Like he paid for us.
Like, in a really fancy restaurant. I was like, even like,
yeah, like I felt bad, but at the same time he was like,
no problem.
No te preocupes.
Yeah,
exactly. He was a very nice guy. But like I've talked about this issue like several times in the podcast, like how at least here in my homestay, like a lot of the people that come, they come from Brazil, Nigeria, random places, right? Most of them they come here like for an English course, just like you, Dany. But like Dany have a very good English, like that came from our school, right? Like in our school, we had a very, very good English level. So these guys come without knowing anything, and they leave knowing anything. Like they don't learn anything. Like they only know how to ask for a burger or stuff like that. And it's very sad because they spend a lot of money being here, and like I don't know, it's so sad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. When I went to Canada in 2016, I was 18 years old. And like I told my father, like, you know that if I go to an English course, it's not like really actually learning English, right?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I'm just, that's the excuse, no? Because you're still like little. You cannot travel alone right now. Like it's just the excuse to go there and like to find if you like the city, and after you go there now. But yeah, like I remember in that trip, like all the people I knew who were like studying English were like, I know I'm not studying English actually. Like they know.
Yeah.
Well, some people actually do to go to see. Like, and there I met a really nice teacher. Like he was so nice because he was like, I'm sorry guys, like this course will not teach you how to speak English. And he took the books and threw them in the trash. We're just like, what? I'm gonna go out and I want you to follow me and go around the city, and I will teach you how to speak English. Like we went to a restaurant to take breakfast, and he was, do you even know how to order eggs, like the kind of eggs you would like?
Scrambled.
Do you know, like scrambled? Yeah. He started to give us like a vocabulary, and we were all like, I don't even know what's roasted. I don't even know what's scrambled. And like I felt some people are starting to like realize that's not the way to learn a language. And well, that guy, like I've been talking with him a lot, and he has almost like his own agency of language right now. And yeah, if you go to Canada for English, that's not the way. You have to go alone and start to talk English. Like
Yeah, like
as far as you know.
I'm assuming that when you were here, like in that course, like the people that you get to know more, it's like the people from Mexico or Colombia, like people that speak your language. So in your case,
Yeah,
like you
that's
have a good level of English, right? Like you kind of like you can learn something, but you don't need it at all. But like there are people that come here like without knowing anything, expecting that they're gonna leave knowing something. But when they go to the class and meet someone from Mexico or
Their same country,
Cuba, whatever, like they lose all the time. Like you could be spending those 6 months talking in English and actually like getting better at it than just speaking your language. Like I feel that every time that you speak Spanish, if you're in a course like that, and every time that you speak Spanish, like you're losing money and time, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, like that's a fact.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's true. You just made me remember that almost all my roommates from my homestay were like from Colombia, Cuba. They all talked in Spanish, and actually our like homestay mom, just call her like that,
Yeah.
was like really angry. She was like she was not even from Canada. She was like from
Philippines.
I don't know which part of UK. No, she
Oh,
was
okay.
English. Like it was hard to understand her. Like for me, it was hard to understand her sometimes.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, like she didn't punish you or anything, but like she really got to you and tell you like, you came here to speak the language, speak it. You cannot.
Yeah, I mean, it's because like they do it in a good way, you know? Like of course they shouldn't be like that harsh. Like I feel that I don't know if you come like from work or something and you're just having dinner, like
Yeah.
like,
yeah, sure.
chill.
But I mean,
Yeah,
we
like,
were all teenagers, and we were
oh
like,
yeah,
you don't come here to work or anything. Like,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah, like
I
in my
understand.
case, they were way more liberal because like I've been here like for 3 years. Like I'm still in the same homestay.
Damn, really?
Yeah, I was thinking about moving like with my cousin because my cousin came here as well. But like we had some issues. Like he didn't tell his landlord that we were moving, so he didn't give him a reference. So we lose a very good apartment. I'm still kind of angry about it. But
Yeah.
I'm happy because the landlady from the other apartment, she was like, you know what, like once you work, like you can get an apartment like easily because I have everything that is needed.
And because you're nice and you're like very honest, you're like, yeah, this is my situation. I can pay you, and this is what I'm gonna do to pay you. This is what I've been doing. I just graduated. Like, you're very honest. Like that's something I really like when you told me about like your cousin. Like, yeah, like when you were like, yeah, like I just told the lady, yeah, like this is my situation. My cousin is in Mexico. He's gonna come. He's gonna like self-isolate here for 2 weeks. Like I can leave my homestay whenever I want. Like I just give them a month notice. And she wasn't. You told me that she told you that if it wasn't just you, she would like have given you the place like right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like right now I'm just looking for a job, and I already spoke with my dad, and like I told him, look, if I find a job, can you put like half of it, like half of the rent? And yeah, he was like, yeah, GG. So yeah, once I get a job, like I'm moving to
You're
downtown.
moving. But I mean, your homestay family, it's nice with you, no?
Yeah, they are very good people. Like the only issues that I have, it's like the food, but now I cook for myself.
Finally.
They are very good. Like they are very good people. But yeah, like I just want some independence, you know,
Yeah,
like
sure.
live by my own. Like I want to invite people to my house, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like if Rene wants to come to Toronto, like he can crash in my place instead of like renting an Airbnb.
In Scarborough.
Yeah, in Scarborough. But yeah, it's just like for independence.
Mhm.
Well,
That's
we
nice.
really like gave a turn, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So Danny, what would be something you would tell people who are thinking of coming to Canada before, they submit any papers or they apply anywhere?
Like to really think about like why they're doing that. Like, it's that really what they wanted? And like if they can, like if they are capable to be far from their friends and family and from their traditions and even from the food, like yeah, because for me to be far from people was really harsh, like really really harsh. And well, I don't know, like it's just that because things like papers and all that stuff, it's easy, like really easy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that's it. Like, if you're really into it, you will do it. You just have to really prepare yourself. And like in some episode before, you were talking about like having troubling with clothes or like cleaning clothes. I mean, like, or food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, prepare yourself in good habits. You know, like do your bed, start making your own food, stuff like that. I did that, but even if I did that, I wasn't prepared. Mentally, I wasn't prepared.
Well, like I feel that it was everything. Like as you mentioned, like you were kind of depressed, like by your medicine. Then like
The strike.
the strike was a very
Yeah, it was
like,
also really
The
hard
strike
for us.
was-
Yeah, it was really hard for us because we were first years, like still adapting to the new school. Like, I mean, to me, it wasn't that hard because I had friends in my neighborhood from high school, but like still there were days that I would not leave my house. Like I live in the basement and I would stay all day in the basement. And it was kind of like depressing as well, but yeah.
Yeah,
like,
and
for me, I was very lucky because one of my teachers, ex-teachers, because they fired him, because he gave us something to do during the strike. Like he was like, you know what, like you can do it if you want. Like if you don't, like don't do it. It's the same. So he gave us like some assignments, and that just kept me like
Going.
alive, you know, like because I don't know at that time, like when you don't have anything to do, like literally nothing. Like people might know now with COVID, but like you start going like very crazy, you know, like you start thinking like a lot of things. And I don't know, like there was a time where I was like, why am I studying? Like my dad pays for everything. But then I was like, I don't want to be a loser. Like I want to do something for my own, you know?
Mhm.
Like I don't want to be the guy that it's like, yeah, my dad pays for it. Like I don't want that. So, and I also realized that I really wanted to study what I was studying, because there was nothing that told me like, hey, you should go work. It was just like, if you want to do it. I wanted to do it, so I don't know, I end up like really liking what I do. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like the most basic thing you have to take for studying abroad, like really liking it. Because
Yeah.
as Felipe, like he really liked it, and that's why he stayed. But me, I already have doubts. Like even before the strike, I had doubts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I think that's the basic thing. Yeah.
And it is also okay to not
Yeah.
be happy with what you're studying, right? Like right now,
Yeah.
you're doing something that you like.
Yeah, actually, like it was a crisis for me that time,
Mhm.
because yeah, everything was like nothing was okay. Like I hated my room. I liked my homestay, but like sometimes I was like, this is not my home. This is not really my home. Because imagine, like they told me like you can decorate your room, and I was like, really, like I want. Yeah, sure, just don't damage anything and like stuff like that. So I was like really scared to do anything, no.
Mhm.
And I remember a lot, like because I stayed home a lot. In my room there was this window, no.
Mhm.
But if you opened it, there was a wall of bricks. Like there was no.
Ah.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I felt like that. Like my room was perfectly my representation. Like let's open nothing.
Oh.
And like yeah, it was really harsh. But that's when you start to like reconstruct yourself, because
Yeah.
because I had my computer now. And I remember when I was like when I entered to our school, I remember not having lots of friends, so I used to watch lots of anime, like really lots, all day. And like I started to remember those days, and I was like, why I stopped to watch anime if I really like it so much? Like I love it. I was like, yeah, because maybe people were judging you about liking it and stuff like that. And in Canada, I was like, you should stop caring about those things and start to do what you really like. Like, if you like arts, there's nothing wrong with studying it, tell it to your mom or your dad. And actually, when I told them about like wanting to change the career, and they asked me to what, they were like, visual arts, I guess. And I was like, yeah, sure. And even my mom was like, that's what I thought you were studying. And I was like, yeah, but no.
Yeah. And I mean, you were lucky because did they refund you the semester?
Oh yeah, because
They
of the
were very
strike,
lucky.
you were
Yeah.
so lucky.
Yeah.
Like I feel that you got like you figured it out like at the right time, you know? Like
Yeah, exactly.
because there were no consequences at all. Like you didn't lose money.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
Like it was like, eh.
to live there, like, but like school wise.
Yeah, but like I feel that even like everything that she paid like on homestay and everything like that, you get it in experiences. Like
yeah,
now you know how
that's
it
true.
is like to live here. Your English might have improved like in those 6 months that you were here.
Yeah, and like I met like my homestay family was like really so nice with me, because they saw I was like really depressed, no? Like they were so caring about me. Actually, like my homestay mom,
Mhm.
she was like I tried not to be in my room because I told you I didn't like it. And she was like, why you're always in the living room or the TV room now? And I was like, I don't want to say I don't like my room, of course. But she was like, I told her like, well, normally in my house, I'm like in communal areas of my house, no? Like, she was like, you're like more like, out. She was Philippine. So you're more like me. I was like, I don't know about Philippine culture, but I guess they are kind of similar, like Latin and Philippine. And she started to open to me because of that. We started to watch the Law of Order and stuff like that. And her husband was like, he was really, really nice. Like when I told her like I like Mean Girls, no, because he had a lot of movies, and I saw Mean Girls, and it's the one I picked. And he was like, you like Mean Girls? You know Mean Girls? And I'm like, yeah, I know it. And he was like, do you know it was filmed here in Toronto? And I was like, no, I had no idea. Yeah. And he started, do you want to go to the mall of Mean Girls? And I was like, hey, you're being too excited about just the movie, you know? He was really nice. And also like he was really into Mexican movies and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
He was really like, they were friends to me actually, and like the little girl made it more easier because I was like her big sister now.
Yeah. Like in my case, they don't have any kids or anything. Like in that sense, I'm a little bit more free. Like I wouldn't want to deal with a kid. Like I'm very good with kids. Like I can deal with them like for a little while. Like I don't know, 5 hours maximum. But like a lot of time it's like I can't. Like that's why I don't want to have kids. Like I prefer to have a little robot, like R2D2.
Oh,
like I want to think that by the time that I have to have a kid, they invent an R2D2. Man, like it's better.
You wouldn't prefer a dog or a cat?
A cat?
Or something like that? Yeah.
I'm a cat guy, you know, like because dogs are always like pet me. Like I like them, but I prefer a cat.
Yeah.
Like they are more independent.
Like you, Felipe.
Nah, I'm not independent. Well, I can.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Wait for it, Rene.
Sure. You should come to Ottawa, Felipe.
No, I don't want to go to Ottawa. You should come here. There is more business here in Toronto.
Too expensive.
That's why you come here to work.
What if I just work in Ottawa?
But staying at Ottawa, like, nah,
What?
it's too small.
Have you ever been here?
No, but I don't want to. I might go
tomorrow.
time.
Yeah.
Well, like once COVID is done, like I would like to go visit you.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dany, so what would you say was the best thing about studying in Canada?
Best thing, like, yeah, like
Something you really, really liked.
What Felipe said about being independent, like I was like so excited, you know, like university life.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna party and stuff like that, and like, yeah, really studying, but like the amount of work between university and high school was like really low for me.
Yeah.
So like when every time my friends were like, we're gonna go to this place, I was like the first one to go. Like I tried to be like, yeah, it was like that because you didn't go home and say, can I go to, no, you went home and say, I will go to this place and you will see me till 4 a.m. and stuff like that now. And that independence also like give you like when the strike hit, like I don't know, like I felt like free to rebuild myself, like yeah, it was that, I think. And also like the habits I got there, like what, like they say, like I didn't used to do my bed. I started to do it, and I still do it till now. Like one of the first things my father saw was like I had good habits because of the harsh time I had. I started to be more disciplined with myself, and when I told my father I would like to go around Toronto, he was like, then why you don't buy a bicycle? And I was like, can I? Yeah, sure. And I used to go on bicycle everywhere, like, and I felt like really good about that, like being free to take things and do them and stuff like that. And also meeting lots of people from all places. Like I barely met people from Canada, Canadians. I met people from, I don't remember this place, but she was from, not Russia, like from an
Ukraine?
ex-Soviet, no.
Croatia.
I don't even know the country.
Czechoslovakia.
I think it was like a little part of Ukraine, but it wasn't. Like I told her, you're from Ukraine, and she was like, no, like it's independent from Ukraine. I was like, sorry,
Like one of those forgotten.
Yeah, I was a little bit
Let
like,
me-
okay, I don't say it's Ukraine because you get upset with that. No.
no, let me see.
Uzbekistan.
Also, I met a girl from Vietnam, from Korea. Yeah, like the only Canadians I met were my family homestay.
Oh, is it that one? Moldova?
Let me see, wait.
Yes.
I guess. It's just I don't really remember the name. Like I tell you, like I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Let's
But
just
well,
say
like,
Toluca. For
let's
a
say
random
she was, yeah, from Ukraine. Sorry. I know
Sorry,
you're not
French.
from Ukraine, but yeah. But like, yeah, it was also that, and like, I don't know. I felt I knew. I learned a lot about myself there, about being independent, not economically, but
Felipe?
socially. Let's say yes. Like I started to be more independent socially. I
Yeah.
started to see that I was not being myself because of thinking about what others thought about
Yeah,
me.
and we also came like from a very, like, how to say it, like conservative school. Like we were in a very strict school, so I don't know. For me, it was like so liberating because I don't know, like back in high school, well, like in all my school years, well, especially high school, like I was failing all the time. Like I mentioned this all in almost all the episodes. Like I was the fail guy. Like I was the guy that was always failing, and coming here and not failing, being by myself, like without reporting to anyone, it was liberating because it's up to you, you know. Like for me, it was like if I fucked up, it's my own fucked up, you know. Like
Yeah,
it's not
for
my
me
parents or anyone.
it was the same. Like me, I felt I was like the kid who almost made all homework, all
Yeah.
perfect, no, and all the time they were like expecting big things of me. And when my parents saw I wasn't doing so well in Canada, I was expecting actually like them really being really angry, you know, like we did all of this and all of that for you to be there. And no, they were like, it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
Like
Give me a second. Wait.
it's okay to be confused.
Wait, voy a parar la
Yeah.
grabación. Okay, recording now. Okay, so
Hey,
we paused
guys.
because Felipe got like an important call at the door.
Yeah. So I've been waiting for this like for a long time because of COVID. But now, like just right now, I just got my work permit. So I'm very happy. Like now I can get a phone and all my papers.
Congratulations.
Woo!
Yeah, Felipe.
Congrats.
Yeah. Sorry for the.
No, it's okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking about the weather, but we're waiting for you. Right now, let me check the weather here in Ottawa. Because for what I remember, Ottawa is a little bit colder than Toronto.
It's not a competition, really.
It will be. 3
Damn.
degrees. Yeah,
And Toronto?
Toronto.
2.
Ooh!
It's not a competition. Yeah, in Mexico, it's okay. It's
Where Dany is 23 degrees.
delicious.
Yeah, when the fall started, it was like 10, 11 degrees, and I was telling my roommates, yeah, this is like winter in Mexico, and they were like, really? I was like, yeah.
Man, it's so sad because COVID started like when it was still cold.
And
Now
it's still,
cold again.
yeah.
Wow, I
Like-
never realized that. Like you didn't leave the summer like.
Like,
I mean-
yeah, I was going sometimes like to the park and stuff like that, but like
Yeah.
going to downtown and stuff like that.
No.
Like some of my friends went like to Toronto Island and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I didn't go. Like I didn't want to go there because like you know how you need to take like the little boats and everything. Like you have to make a line there. That's like a COVID hype, you know. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to go there.
It's
Like,
not safe at all.
Yeah, like especially because right now I don't have a what's the name of this
Insurance. I mean, you can get your insurance now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine like getting COVID without insurance. Like,
No.
yeah, I would have to go to Mexico too.
Can't relate.
Yeah. Or I don't know what the government would do.
I mean,
You know, maybe
if it's
they
an
can-
emergency, they will like take you in the hospital, and then
Then you
after,
need to
if
pay.
you survive, they will charge you whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but how?
Oh,
It
no.
would be really, really expensive, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, like it really surprised me how much like all the prices went up with this COVID thing. Like I recently bought some shoes for my birthday, and they were kind of expensive, right? And I was about to tell you this like before we started the podcast, Rene. So yesterday I got like the
Confirmation.
confirmation. Well, like the DHL like announcement, like to pay my taxes and everything, so that they can ship it, and it's like $100 just of taxes. So I was like, wow, because I had in mind like that it was gonna be like $45, something like that. No, it was $100. Like I was so shocked. I was like, why? Why is it so expensive? But then
Yeah,
it's
that's why I buy
because
my
of
shoes at
COVID.
Walmart. Ooh. Well,
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
okay. Let's go back to the.
Now I feel judged when we went out to buy my shoes for the winter.
Yeah.
I felt, ooh.
I don't even remember that.
Oh,
No.
Felipe.
I regret. So, oh yeah, we went like to Marshalls, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah. No, I regret buying my winter shoes like in retail and like in North Face because you got all your stuff like super cheap, and I
Yeah.
felt so bad because like so when I came here it was like summer, and my dad was like, "Oh, you need to buy the winter jacket right now. They might be in like
Discount.
on sale, right?" No, they were not. At least not in retail. So I spent like $500. That for a Canadian that might not be anything.
You can get cheaper ones.
Not the boots. Not the boots.
No, like
The
jacket, coat. Yeah, you can get them for $300 or something.
Really? What? Well, like the point is that if you go to Marshalls, you can find the same jacket for $100. Like I think that you got like your own at that price, right, Dany? Or
Yeah, and after
Yeah.
I went with my father because of the cold. One
Yeah.
day I felt like really so bad. I had my brain and stuff like that, and he was like,
Oh, really?
"No, you should really get a good like a good sweater or something."
Yeah.
We went again there. I got a Canada Goose jacket, like really
And I'm
cheap,
the rich one.
but it was really like I don't know how much it was, but like my father was like, "I know these are expensive, but this price here is like really not so expensive." It was expensive,
Yeah.
but not that much. And he was like, "You have to get it."
Yeah, like it really helps. Like those jackets really help. Like for Mexican people, they are like, Canada, it's very cold, and they get afraid of that, right? Like I have one of my cousins, he studied the same thing as I. He lives in a shitty town. He lives in Victoria, Ciudad Victoria. That's like in the end of the
Border
world.
town.
Yeah, like you don't want to live there. It's like an island. Like it's literally an island. Like the things that surround it, it's like a huge mountain, La Sierra Madre,
Mm-hmm.
and desert. So it's a fucking island in the middle of nowhere. So the only thing that he can be, it's a teacher. And I told him, "Oh man, like I'm living here in Toronto. You're studying the same thing as I. You should come here and work with me, right? Like at least come here to work because he has the economic power to do it, right? Like he can come here without any problem, but he doesn't want to because he's afraid of the cold. And it's like I don't know, man. Like with a jacket, you're more than fine, you know. Like it's like being in a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather should not be a thing to stop you from going to Canada.
Yeah,
Like yeah, it's
anywhere.
harsh,
Like,
but like
for-
yeah,
for-
that's true.
yeah. Like for those who are listening to us, like don't be afraid about the weather. Like it's something that once you are in the bus or in any place, you don't
Anywhere.
feel.
You're
Yeah.
perfectly fine. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not like
TTC.
Mexico that it's up to you. Like because in Mexico City we don't have like air conditioning or heaters.
You
Like it's
don't.
like in your house, it's like oh sorry Rene. The no, but
Joking.
like I mean, at least in my house we didn't have AC. We
I
didn't need
think
it at all.
nobody like just really fancy people like
Yeah.
it's weird.
Yeah. So yeah, like in Mexico City, it's like up to you. You know, like if you want to buy it, like go ahead. But here in Canada, every place has a air conditioning and heaters,
True.
so you are never gonna feel
Buses,
hot.
cars, malls,
unless like you go to the park
hotels.
walking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but like
If you go outside, yeah.
yeah, but who goes in the winter like to a hiking? You know, like
No.
even like during summer, like the summer for me it was shocking. Like, was it for you, Danny? Like how hot it got?
Oh yeah.
No, here it was actually like really rainy. Like, you know, Mexico City, like we don't have
Yeah.
seasons like
Yeah.
and lately no, like it's weird. Like one day is really sunny and the other one is just gray.
No. But what I meant it's like, did you got surprised of how hot it can get here in Canada?
How
Like during the summer?
not really because of the trip I had in 2016. I went in summer. So
Yeah.
I was like, so it's normal to be this hot in winter. It's cold as
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah. For me, it was
Cold
like
as hell.
I'm sweating from places I didn't
Hell
know. You
is
know?
cold, not hot for me.
For me, it was very shocking because we went like from being like minus 30, minus something, to 40 degrees. Like I was like, what is this? Like, and here you don't have like wind or anything. Like it's so awful. Like it really surprised me. Like I wasn't expecting that from Canada. At least the first year, I was like, "What is this?" I had to buy like shorts.
Yeah.
I don't wear shorts because, for those who don't know, like even my friends might not know, but like when I was born, I was born with my feet like torn, so I have a scar in my left leg, right? So I'm kind of shy about it, to be honest. So I usually don't wear shorts, but like I had to, like here in Canada, I had to because I was like, I'm sweating for places I don't want to be sweaty, so I had to buy them. Yeah, like you can hear me like. Yeah, like it's awful. Like because I usually wear pants or denim.
Jeans, no?
Yeah. So yeah, like during the summer when it gets 40 degrees, I had to buy shorts. Like I didn't want to be like squeaking all the time. Like
Yeah, sure. No, and to clean it, your clothes like
yeah,
all
like
day, like because you sweat a lot. Yeah.
yeah,
So-
like you don't want to have smelly jeans, you know.
Smelly
True.
jeans. Yeah. Danny, one last question.
Yeah, sure.
What's the difference between like post-secondary school in Mexico and Canada?
Wow, well, as I told you, like I felt it wasn't so harsh in Canada. Like I had 5 courses, I think, first semester, and imagine I had just 1 class per day. And like it was like it depended, but the class were between 1.5 hour or 3 because there were some practice hours. So like it was really easy because sometimes they were like, you will have to have an essay for next class. You have a whole week to do that homework, right? So it's really easy. It's more difficult if you have that class at the same weekend again. And here in Mexico, like I have 9 courses to 10, and all of them are like, you have to read this, but it's 50 pages. Yeah, I want it for tomorrow. You have tomorrow. Yeah.
And Danny was the good one. Like Danny was one of the good. Like I remember you were excellent at math. Like even the teacher was like, "Damn, she's good," and I was the guy that was like, "You got a 0." How? You were like,
now that you say that, when I came back to Mexico, I went to our school just to visit, like how are they like. I was always also like really curious how people work, because when there was a strike, there was also this earthquake in Mexico.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to know how was everybody and stuff like that. I went to the school and I saw our math teacher. And like when he saw me, he was just like, "What are you doing here?" And I was just like, "I came back. I didn't like a lot my school back there, and so I come here." "You're coming back?" And he was just like shocked. Like I could see like in his face, like, "What the hell is she doing here?"
Yeah. I think that we should give a context of this teacher. Like, I feel that it was the best teacher ever. So
yes, he was.
This guy was like, he used to teach military guys before our school. Our school was a rich kid school. Like, we were very chill. Like, we never did anything crazy. At least in our what?
So many things, Felipe.
Like, it depends on how you look at it.
Well, like if you compare it to the things that he used to tell us.
Yeah,
like,
sure, like.
Because he was very open with our class. We were in area 4, that it's arts and science. Well, art and history. Right?
Arts and humanities, yeah.
Yeah, arts and humanity. So even he was like, "Why do you have math?" And we were like, "We don't know, teacher." Like I was an artist. Like I don't need to know the how to make things, you know, like math. Like he knows that.
Actually, like I was a little bit like angry with him, but by saying that, because for me maths are really important. Even if I'm an artist, I do find a really relation about it. I even have a work later on, I could tell you about it, about how they relate. But like I felt it was like, what he taught us was like, not so into arts, but he could have changed the dynamic to make it to art.
Yeah, he was very strict, but it was very funny how he changed like throughout the year, because it was his first year teaching in a private school. Like he came from the military school, from the CONALEP, and all the school. They were like, he was very soft when it came to area 4, because he knew we were the artists, right? And that we were like very bad. Besides Dany and other girls in our course, the boys, we were very shitty at math. We were all failing. and we used to make fun, and like we were laughing all the time. He used to tell us like random stories. Like one time he was like, so in one of my schools they threw a guy from the window. But it was so random because like his class, he was so strict and so based in the military that his whole class was like dead silence, right? Like every class was dead silence. Like Danny can't tell it. Like it was completely silence. Like you could only hear us, like my friends and I, laughing about some things that, if you know me, I told you already. But I'm not gonna say it here in the podcast. It's like I used to bully someone. But yeah,
Oh, Felipe.
It wasn't like a huge bully,
Lame.
but it was like
Lame.
very, very small. So yeah, like it was like a dead silence class, and he used to give us his monologue. Like he was like, you know, one time they threw a guy from the window, and we were like, where did this guy used to teach? And he used to tell us the story, right? Like he was like, yeah, so I was giving class, and then they started throwing away like the backpacks through the window, and then one guy just felt, and we were like, where did you teach? Like, and he was like, yeah, I was in the military. He used to tell us like very random stuff, but it was so funny. And I remember, like, I don't know if I talk about this like in the first episode, like I don't remember, but how I finished that course. Like I was failing it very
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, you
like,
did.
very,
With an
very bad.
excellent 10.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he was
I didn't
like,
knew that story, but wow, I was like so surprised.
yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
Like so cool.
yeah, like it was an extraordinary. Like you shouldn't go to those ones, but it was like such a good, you know? Like I was so happy, and he was so kind because, like when we were finishing, like when we were like handing our exam, he was like, you know, guys, my favorite students are not the ones who get tens, but the ones who demonstrate themselves that they can do it. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
So you're not a favorite
he
student
touched
because
my
you got a
heart,
10.
man.
Me, I'm not a favorite.
Shut up,
student.
Renee. Shut up. You need to ruin it, right? It's a beautiful story, man. It's like
You
him
know-
telling.
What I remember a lot about him, like he told us one day, I have a twin. And we were all
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you have a twin? There's someone just like you over there? And we were all like, what? And I remember him like always bothering because I was good at math. Like, I will
Yeah.
make you fail next exam. And I was like, oh, nice, thank you. And stuff like that. But I really liked sometimes how Felipe and his friends were like teasing him, because it was a fun part of the class. Like
Yeah.
one time he put me back to a friend and he was like, you should help him, no, because he doesn't understand. And I was like, oh, okay. I tried to, but I knew he doesn't care, so it's okay. I would just do his exercise with his letter and stuff like that. And he was like, do you ever thought how he talks, like like that? And I was like, yeah, he talks weird. Imagine him saying something like, I want my, I don't know how to say this in English, derivadas, like
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I want my derivadas. And I was like, in my ass. And I was like, and I looked back and I saw the teacher hurting. I was just like, no. And then the teacher looked at him and was like, come here. I don't know what happened after, but like I was like, damn, no. But it was
He
so
never
funny.
discovered what we were doing. Like,
Never.
so I don't know if you know this story. Like, I'm gonna tell why we used to laugh in his class. So
Quickly, Felipe.
So we were like, so there was this guy in our class. You might remember him. Like, you know that he
Don't
wasn't
name
my
him.
friend.
Don't name him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name him. You know that he wasn't friend of anyone in our class. Now you know who he is.
Yeah.
So do you remember that he used to bring like a metal thermos? A thermos?
Metal water bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, a water bottle. So I don't know why there were like bins beneath our lockers. Like, I don't know why. So we used to put every day before his class, we used to put a bean in his thermos. So
Man, that's so mean.
I don't understand how he never noticed. He never noticed.
He
At
didn't say
least not
anything.
in, I don't know. No, but he didn't notice because he used to leave his thermos all the time. Like, if they do it to me once, I'm not leaving my thermos
Yeah, sure.
like there. But he used to leave it all the time. So every day we used to put a bean in his thermos, right? So
Yeah.
you remember how dead silence the class was?
Yeah.
And do you remember how he used to drink his water?
Ah,
He
that's
used to,
why.
yeah, he used to make it like very extreme, like
Yeah, sure.
his head all the way at the back and the bottle like almost 90 degrees up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if it's dead silent, you can hear the clink clink of the bean, right? So that's why we were laughing so much, because he didn't know. Like, we were waiting for him to choke, like be like, what was this?
Felipe.
Like at least like a, and take off like the bean, take
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
bean. And it never happened. Like, I don't know how it never happened, but it was so funny.
Damn.
And I
Oh,
remember
Philip.
one time, like even my friends, like the ones that I used to make it with, like they remember it perfectly. We always laugh about it. How one time we were laughing so bad because, I mentioned my friend like Mike. He used to laugh like very much, right? But we used to hide it in that class. So he used to be like, and just hearing that like produces me
Yeah.
more laugh, right?
Sure.
So at this point, it was just a competition between like who laughs first, right? And who gets caught by the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I couldn't hold it. Like I was like really laughing, like I was about to explode. And I like, so that the teacher didn't saw me because I was in the front row. Like he put me in the front row. I had to like start digging in my backpack, like while I was laughing, like, and I didn't notice, but he saw me and he walked all the way to my place, and he was like, "What are you doing?" And like I couldn't hold it. I started laughing, but laughing, like I even cried, like I had tears in my eyes, and he was like, "What is so funny?" And I was like, "You make me nervous, prof." And he was like, "What?" And like then my other friend Santi, like he started teasing me, like he was like, "Oh, like you make me nervous," and we were laughing more and more, and the teacher was like kind of angry, but at the same time he was like, "What is wrong with these guys? Like they were failing and they were laughing."
Yeah, he
Like, the
looked
three
at
guys
you
were
like that.
failing. But yeah, it was like I feel that those moments were like the funniest in that year. Like it was so funny, like to see him be like, "So what's wrong with these guys? Like they are cool guys, but they like we don't do anything crazy. Like we don't throw
No,
the
it's
gun in
like
the-"
little jokes, like irreverent jokes, you know?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, he didn't understand normal.
yeah. It was so funny. Like
Yeah, like
I remember those years with
Yeah.
love.
I actually I remember in that class, like almost all classes I was, you were like in the back of the class.
Yeah,
And like I moved there because I knew like all classes are the same. Like so bored. Girls won't do anything either. So I will go back with them and see what they do because it's funny for us. Like for me, it
yeah.
was funny sometimes. Like sometimes you did really weird things. Like I sometimes saw like who was it? I don't even remember, but the curtains of the class. Someone
Oh
cut
yeah,
them up,
yeah,
and it was like, and the teacher. I remember her face like, what?
yeah. It's because the movie Logan just came out, and we were like, "Oh, we want to play X-Men." So one of my friends got the curtains, and he was like making the he was Logan.
Nails like
Yeah,
yeah, and stuff like that. Weird stuff. Also, like I remember Santi making like always commentaries to make everybody smile a little bit. Like
yeah. Like he used to tease me a lot, but it was like always in the fun way, you know. Like
yeah,
yeah, like I don't know. I feel that that's what he wasn't expecting. Like he was expecting people getting thrown out of the window. Like he even told us, like he was like, "You guys are not like my other students. Like you guys are normal." We were like, "Eh,
Yeah.
no, yeah."
Anyways, guys, if you have any weird stories in middle school and high school you want to share, you can share them in the comments on YouTube. And remember to subscribe, to like us, to follow us everywhere. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as OurPadCA. Yeah, we have a Patreon. We created a $1 tier for people who want to support but don't really have enough, like a lot to like afford the more expensive tiers, because we have more benefits and stuff. So if you get that one, you're gonna get like episodes before anyone else. Anything else, Felipe? Thank you, Dany, for joining us.
No, thanks to you. Like, thank you for inviting me. Like, I enjoyed so much to see you again, to talk to you. Actually, I never talked so openly about my Canada experience to anybody.
Yeah, and it's
It
good
was
that
nice.
you like share, because it helps other people who are going through similar things, and people who are not sure if they should they move not only to Canada but anywhere, right? Because it's like
Yeah,
leaving home and like living somewhere else, right? So it's like
yeah,
good to like hear that you can, if you cannot like it and it's okay, right? And you're still gonna succeed.
Yeah, I
yeah,
feel that like I really wanted to know like your version of the story of why you left and everything, because like I only saw it like when you told me like, oh, I'm not feeling it, like the strike, and I was like, okay, like, well, like I was sad, but yeah, like it was like okay. So I feel that, yeah, like just having your perspective, and I feel that it might help a lot of people that want to be in our situation, like coming to another country, because it can be anywhere.
yeah.
Like
That's
in
true.
your case, like as you say, like if you don't know if you really want it, you can be in Australia, and if you don't like what you're doing, like you're gonna go back, right?
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
And like, if that happened to me in Canada, like also like to think that it's not gonna be the same if I go somewhere else. Like
Yeah,
I'm a different person from 4 years ago. So yeah.
yeah. Well,
yeah.
thank you so
It,
much for
thank you,
joining
Danny.
You
us.
both.
Thank you, Danny. It was very good to see you
Yeah.
again. Like you're a very nice person, and it's good like to hear from you and sharing our stories. It's been fun.
It was really fun, like to remember all the things we had together in school, like to
Yeah,
see you again and to see you are doing well. Like it's so
yeah,
great. You got your permit right now.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. I'm so happy. Like it
congratulations.
wasn't planned at all.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah,
just
yes,
a random stuff.
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, guys, also follow Danny's art Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it?
It's Dana Might, but with MYTE.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
put it in the
That's a cool
description and
name.
everything.
Yeah, it's really hard to.
Thank you so much, and bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.